Hi everyone, welcome back to Beyond Decadence Planning. Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of my channel for a second. It's Erin. As you can see, it's been a rough start to the day with the video. But today what we're going to go over is we're going to unstuff my envelopes, which are actually pretty slim, update the amounts in the envelope, just the tracker. And then we're going to go ahead and plan for the upcoming next 2 weeks. So let's get started. We're going to start with my daily binder. So this is the binder that I have all of our things that we would purchase on a regular basis, like groceries, gas, restaurants, household, all those types of things. So this one I typically empty pretty much every week. You'll see here, there is no money in gas, just a receipt. So I do keep track of receipts. So we are just going to put that over to the side. Entertainment, also spent everything in there. Groceries, you can see there's a ton of receipts in here with no cash other than change. I do use my change as kind of a savings challenge. You'll see my little drawer over here, or my bowl over here, that I do not spend. It's really just putting stuff in here, or coins in here. Once it gets completely full, then I will go ahead and roll it and deposit it in my bank. Thankfully, my bank does take cash, which is absolutely fantastic. And then we'll likely, we're planning a big vacation to go see family in the States in November over American Thanksgiving. So we'll probably likely put all of that change into that fund. Dine out, we did spend all of our money on eating out. Subscriptions, even though it's in here, I think I mentioned this the last time I budgeted, but this is all things like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. And what I do is I budget for this bi-weekly on each pay. And I think it's usually $20 each pay. And then at the end of the month, I'll actually go and put it on my credit card so that when the amounts come off for next month, there's already room on my credit card for that. So we're going to leave that $20 in there. I'll be adding to that this month. And then household is empty. Because I usually empty all of these envelopes every single week, I do not have a budget sheet in there. It just doesn't make sense. It's typically going to be zero at the end of 2 weeks, and so it doesn't really make sense. This one, on the other hand, so this is my longer term one. I need to get another binder. I think I mentioned that last week. This one is getting extremely full. You can see, especially when there's more cash in here, it will absolutely be impossible to close. So I am going to be getting another binder. Haven't decided on the color. If you have thoughts, I would love to hear them. So feel free to put in the comments of this video what binder color I should get. I'm kind of thinking, actually, looking at my nails, I'm kind of thinking like a light blue, or maybe a pink, or maybe a yellow, just to brighten it up. So if you have an opinion, would love to hear it. Just put that in the comments, and whichever one has the most votes, I'll go ahead and get that binder before the next video. So like I said, this is my longer term sinking funds. And so I don't typically move the money out of here because it's things that I'm saving for long term. Even though I am in Canada, we do have some medical expenses, just things that benefits don't cover, like prescription drugs or aspirin or parking for an appointment at a hospital, things like that. So I always make sure to have money in here. So we're not going to be taking out... And of course, oh no, now it broke. That's one bad thing about these envelopes. They're very sensitive. So anyways, I'll just take my receipts out. And I think I missed the budget envelope. There we go. Okay, so there was $100 in here. As you can see, I have spent some money. So we're going to go ahead and take out the change. Again, because I use that as a savings challenge. So there is 50, 65. I'm just going to go ahead and enter that in here. I probably should have done an amount. So 100 minus 65, so that was a $35 purchase. Hopefully I'll be able to fix that, but we'll do that another time. Clothing, we didn't spend anything in clothing, so that is going to stay the same. Same with gifts, nothing spent on gifts, so there's still $40. This one is beauty. I think there's still $32. Yes, there is, so we will just leave that alone. I probably should have taken the change out of there, but we'll leave that until my next purchase. Vacation, there's 45 in here. We have not spent anything. Same with Christmas, that's still 50. Emergency is 55. Costco's 40. Car is 20. Nothing in the roof. And then I did make some purchases for kids. So this is actually sports, but I need to update the amount there. So we went back to school, or sorry, this is sports. So we had to get some purchases for my youngest son for one of his sports activities. So we'll just put the change in there. And so now there is only $15. So we will update that. Let's see. There we go. And then school, my older son is moving into a school where we have to purchase school supplies. So there was some purchases made there. So we will go ahead and update that. So there is only $10 left. So we spent 110. Don't worry, I will be adding more to that this week in our budgets. Okay, and these of course are out of order now. I will fix that when we go ahead and put the cash in. Okay, so we've got $1,060 to spend this pay. So I will go ahead and allocate all this. So this is a cash stuffing sheet that I put in my planner that I actually created on Excel. So these are all of the categories that I currently have. I will look at adding some more later on. But for now, this really, really works for my family and I. My whole purpose right now is to get control of my spending and not go into further debt with my spending. All of my bills do come out of my bank account. I do not actually withdraw that money from my bank account. The only money cash that I remove is actually for these activities, and that way that just helps me not spend it unless it's in my envelope. That's the only amount I can spend for any of these purposes. The bills just automatically come into my account. And actually, I did a monthly cash stuffing, or not cash stuffing, monthly budget a couple videos ago. And so you'll see here, I just have it broken out by which pay. So I get paid on Fridays, as does my husband. So we just kind of put all of the money together for each pay and identify which bills are coming out. So you'll see here, so anything in orange is coming out of this last Friday's pay. And so we've left the money in for that, and we know we have about $1,060 that we can spend. So I made sure that my insurance, gym fees, gas and internet, or heating, we heat our houses through gas, and then as well our mortgage, and then we have a loan. So all of that is left into my account. Okay, so getting into it. So like I said, we have $1,060 to spend this pay, which is great because it means I'll be able to put a little bit more into each of our envelopes. So I'm just going to put that into my calculator so I know how much I have left to spend on each of these. These top ones here are the ones in my daily binder. These are the ones that typically are about the same every single time. Sometimes it goes up a little. I think this, because it's a larger amount, I'll be able to spend a little bit more on groceries, which means we get to have a little bit more meat. I don't know about you guys, but the cost of groceries is absolutely astronomical these days. So it's definitely challenging feeding a family of 4 in Canada, especially 2 growing boys who just seem to eat you out of house and home and who are very active. So groceries are ridiculous. That's definitely our biggest expense. But okay, we will go ahead and go through the list from top to bottom. Okay, so gas, typically I do about $1.25. So we will go ahead and do that. Entertainment, we don't really have a lot going on. Sports things are really heating up, and I've got a couple board meetings that I have to go to this week, so probably won't be a lot of time for entertainment. So I think we'll just go ahead and put 40. Groceries, like I said, because we have a larger amount, I'm going to put more money into groceries. So I think we'll do 500. Now we have about $3.95. Restaurants, we don't typically go to super expensive restaurants. So, if we're going to eat out, it's probably going to be about once, per pay. And I typically do about $50. I think we'll keep it that amount because I do, like I said, we've got a big trip coming up in November. So I want to make sure that we're starting to save for that and we have enough, spending money. Our tickets are already purchased, which is fantastic. So this is really just our spending money, and we are looking at renting a car, so that will also come out of this amount. Now I don't remember if I lost track. Okay, so 1,060 minus 125 minus 40 minus 500 minus 50. Okay, there we go. Subscriptions, like I said, it's typically about $40 a month, so we're just going to put our standard 20 in there. Household, I do have some purchases I need to make for household this week. We're out of our soap in all of our bathrooms for washing our hands and stuff. I think there's a couple that, like, I in my bathroom, I switched it to like a body wash. So it's definitely time to get that. When we go shopping for hand soap, it's typically, there's actually a company in Canada that gives deals. So you can get like 5 bottles for like $25. So I am going to spend $25 and that should carry us over for a little while. Medical, I am going to put 150 into medical just because it is a little bit lower. I have all of our prescription refills are coming up soon, so just want to make sure to keep a large amount in there so that we are covered. Clothing, nothing, the kids all, I think my youngest probably needs some pants, but I think there's $40 in there, so he just needs a couple pairs, so we'll just go ahead and put 5. Nothing really major there. We typically do a larger clothing shop at Christmas time. I find that works best for us, and it also kind of helps with presents, so it does 2 purposes. Something that you can use for Christmas. We do something fun, something you can use, something you can read, and then of course Santa also brings their present. So yeah, so the something you can use is typically clothes. So we'll do a massive purchase there. Now I've lost track about, we'll see if this all adds up at the end. Gifts, nothing for gifts. There's $40 in there. So, I don't have any birthdays coming up anytime soon. So we can just go ahead and leave that, the same. As I mentioned, vacation, we want to do 50 because we have that big trip coming up. Beauty, I'm going to go ahead and put 20 in there. I do need to get some more eye cream. So that is usually a little more expensive. Christmas, of course, I think we'll do 20 for Christmas. Emergency, that's probably my biggest goal after. So like I said, right now, all we're really doing is trying to get a handle on our spending and make sure that we're only spending the amount that we need to for these purchases and making sure that we're saving up for specific things. The next goal after I get a handle on that is I really want to pay off our debt. We've got quite a big credit card debt, so that is definitely our next goal. And then after that, once we've paid off our debt, we'll be setting up an emergency fund. So I'm going to put a little bit, as much as possible, into emergency fund. So I think this week we'll just do $5. Just to make sure that we are putting a little bit, because even $5 every 2 weeks, that adds up. So if something does happen where we need to withdraw a bunch of money for whatever that may be, we will have some funds in there. Costco, I think there's $40 in there. We're good with purchases for Costco. Sports, all my kids' equipment is up to date, so they are good with that. Registration is paid for, so now I think really all I'm saving up for is cash calls for tournaments and things like that with various sports. So maybe we'll put 20 for sports. And I think this feels like a lot left. Okay, let's try this again. 160 minus 125 minus 40 minus 500. There we go. That looks better. Okay. So car, we'll just put $5 in there. Same as emergency. This is really for things like car maintenance, or if the car breaks down, or oil changes, things like that. I think my husband and I both had our cars oil done recently. And so we're just going to put in as little as possible, but that is something that I want to definitely build up for. And that leaves us, I'm not going to put anything into Kid 1 or Kid 2 or a roof. So we will go ahead and just put the rest into school. We have a couple more purchases there. And we are done. Okay, and so last but not least, we're going to just figure out the denominations for all of the envelopes. So I think with gas, I'll probably stick pretty close to what I typically do. So $1 $5, $1 $20, $2.50. So that's $1.25. Perfect. Entertainment, we'll just do $2.20. Groceries, I'll go ahead and do, this is split over 2 weeks. So I want to make sure that I'm spending about $2.50 each week. So if I do 200 in ones and then 100 in 50s, that will split nice and even. Restaurants, I'll just do, just in case we split it up, and it's only like $20 here, $30 over there, we'll just break it down a little bit more. Subscriptions, this is just one bill, so I'll go ahead and just put 20. Household, do 120 and 15. Medical, again, this is I'll just go ahead and put 150. Typically it's a larger purchase, so if I hand out 100 at the pharmacy, it usually fills out most of that. Clothes is $5. 0. Vacation is 50. Again, this is a savings. So we'll just go ahead and put a larger bill. Beauty. Same thing. I think we'll keep adding to that. Same with Christmas. Emergency is a 5. Sports is a 20. And then car is a 5, and school is a 20 and a 5. Let's add up my columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 6 and 5. So I think I mentioned before, I do need another row down here just so that I can make sure that my amounts even up. So 5 100s is 500, 6 50s, that's 300, 11 20s, 2 20, 10, and then 6 5s. 30. Okay, so 30 plus 10 plus 220 plus 300 plus 500. Perfect. 160. So now I just need to go to the bank and withdraw all this money. And yeah, so I thanks so much for watching. We will see you when we do our cash stuffing in the next video. Thanks everyone. As always, if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you'd love to see more, then hit subscribe. And then again, comments. I'd love to hear what you guys find is working for your budgeting system. If you have an opinion on what color binder I should get next for my longer term stuffing, I would love to hear that. Yeah, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.